It's not easy being a Spurs fan, is it? Absolute nightmare. After the excitement and the build-up of the Gareth Bale and Reguilon signings, it was almost written in the stars that we were going to have an absolute stinker against Southampton. We don't play particularly well against Southampton. We don't always get good results against Southampton. And I have to say, watching that first half, mate, I was absolutely cringing the whole time. Dyer and Sanchez in the back looked awful, absolutely awful. And when Kyle Walker-Peters sent that ball over to Danny Ings, you're looking at it, you're going, really? And we sold this kid, you know, who, to be fair, we were all crying out to get minutes, never got them. And he pings a ball across like that to someone allegedly on our wish list, and he just buries it as he always does against us. And you're thinking to yourself, the writing's on the wall here. You know, Southampton, to be fair, were playing some pretty decent football. They were moving it quickly. They were pressing us. We looked all over the place, totally disjointed and not interested in the slightest. And you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? You know, how can we get this bad? This is not a bad team of players. So why are they playing so bad? And, you know, I'm watching it and I'm thinking, I don't know where we go from. But hey, just when everything's looking like it's all doom and gloom, Tungai Ndombele does a piece of magic, wriggles past 2 or 3 players and pings out a ball amazing. Over the ball comes from Kane to Son, never in doubt. Bosh, there it is, 1-1. Half time, wow. And you think to yourself, well, something to build on, innit? Something to build on, you know? Gives us an opportunity to start again, to go again, you know? And so when the teams came out after half time and you see Gio coming on, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so Winks or Højbjerg has got to have come off. We need a little bit more, you know, creativity in the middle of the park. You know, maybe this is what he's talking about. Maybe Højbjerg is now gonna just be this, you know, holder at the back there, and we're gonna have Ndombele and Gio kind of pulling some strings and that. No, oh no. Ndombele, after doing that, you know, piece of magic, he's now off the pitch, and we've still got Winks and we've still got Højbjerg. And to be fair, Højbjerg has not covered himself in glory yet. I'm sure he will. I'm sure that he's going to be a great player for us. But certainly in the first 2 games that I've seen him, I've been rather concerned. So I was not enamoured at that point, I have to say. I was dreading and thinking the worst, to be honest. But did I have worried? Need I have worried? Clearly not, because as soon as Son got that second one, that was it for me. I knew that we were going to control that game, and we absolutely ran riot. You know, Southampton couldn't cope with us. They couldn't cope with the pace of Sonny. They couldn't cope with the creativity from Kane, and it was just bang, 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 one after the other. You know, Kane getting 4 assists, you know, is amazing, and then to finish it off with a goal as well. I mean, you couldn't ask for more from a one-hit wonder, could you? Really, you know, a one-season wonder rather. You know, you couldn't ask for more from him. And all this debate about whether Kane is one of the best in the world, you know, come on. Even the most ardent Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, West Ham fan, you've got to be looking at and going, he's class. Because he is class. You know, it's not just about his goals, it's about his work rate, it's about his attitude, it's about his, you know, what he brings, his leadership, he's leading by example, he's called out so often for being selfish. I mean, you can't be any more unselfish than providing 4 assists in a game when you're the main striker. So, you know, come on, give the guy some respect. Surely he deserves that now. You know, I know people will go, yeah, it's only Southampton, blah, blah, blah. But listen, Southampton played well in that first half. If you're a Southampton fan, you're going to be looking at it and going, where did it all go wrong? You know, and I know a lot of Southampton fans working in Southampton, so it's going to be a great day for me tomorrow. Sorry, guys, but when I come in, I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear, and I'm not going to apologise for it because you would be ripping me if it was the other way around. Anyway, so, you know, Southampton fans have got to feel a bit aggrieved that you know, that they couldn't get more in the first half because, you know, they should have been sort of 2 or 3 up, to be honest with you. We were appalling and they were far better side. A real game of 2 halves. Absolute game of 2 halves. But there you go, you know, amazing to come away with a 5-2 victory. You know, puts a real gloss on the weekend, you know, getting Bale in, getting Reguilon in. You know, we've got Højbjerg now, we've got Doherty, so we've got a left back which we've been asking for, we've got a right back we've been asking for, we've got a defensive midfielder which we've been asking for, you know, and now we've got, you know, a world-class player in Gareth Bale, albeit got to prove himself again, but, you know, on paper the guy's still considered one of the best in the business. So, you know, and to top it off with a 5-2 win away is a great result, and absolutely, you know, makes the weekend a lot sweeter. I'll be able to watch Match of the Day and feel nice and comfortable in that. I mean, Sonny, I can't not mention how clinical he was. Under pressure, just bosh every time, no messing, no aggravation at all. I think the only thing that really puts a down on this game for me, and I hate to talk about it, but I have talked about it before, is my dislike for VAR. And I think, you know, anyone who can stand there and say that Southampton should have had a penalty for that handball clearly does not know anything about the human anatomy, let alone football. I mean, how you are supposed to keep your arms away from anything, from a ball when it ricochets at you off of someone's foot. It's not like it was even kicked at him. It ricocheted at him whilst he's holding a player off. That has got to be the most idiotic decision that I've seen. I just cannot understand anyone that thinks that's a good decision. I mean, you might as well. You really need to have footballers' arms tied around their waist so that they can't lift them at all. Because if that's genuinely considered the right decision, then, you know, for me, well, I don't know how much else to say it. That is an absolute crazy decision, and I'm disgusted with it. But it can't take the gloss off it. But I mean, you know, for us on a 5-2 win, you can't take the gloss off it. But imagine if you was, you know, a West Ham or a West Brom or someone like that fighting relegation, and that goes against you, and you go down because of, you know, goal difference or something like that. You're gonna be absolutely fuming, surely. Well, you know, it's unbelievable. Anyway. Ultimately, happy days. You know, we get away with a nice 5-2 win, and we're happy Spurs fans until Tuesday when we go to do it all again. Up the Spurs.